But for Mateus Fernandes, there is also Manchester United. Manchester United are in official contact with the agent of the player. Manchester United already started the conversation with the agent to start preparing a bid to West Ham. So Man United are for sure in conversations with Mateus Fernandes. So we have to take this into consideration, then to see how other clubs will react, because there are more clubs, not only Man United, not only Real Madrid. So it's going to be an interesting race for sure. Then,
every transfer window, United fans go through the same 5 stages of grief: hope, excitement, confusion, frustration, and then eventually, some combination of a signing that either saves the summer or confirms your worst fears. This summer feels different though, genuinely different, and yet somehow, the noise around it is louder and emptier than ever. Let's start with the man everyone keeps running to, Fabrizio Romano. Look, the man has earned his reputation. Nobody is questioning that. But there's a version of journalism that informs people, and then there's a version that just keeps people clicking. When Romano said about Ederson back in May, the deal is not completed yet. The reality is that Ederson is one of the names on Manchester United's list. Not from now, not from yesterday, not from tomorrow. It has been the case since summer 2025. What exactly was the revelation there? Romano was essentially confirming that United had been tracking Ederson since the summer before, which at that point half the football internet already suspected. That's not a scoop. That's a man telling you the weather after the rain has already started. To his credit, Romano did eventually deliver. He confirmed on X that Manchester United and Atalanta have now completed all documents for a €45 million package deal for Ederson, adding that all agreed with Ederson since May. Good. That's the job. But the weeks between we are talking to his agents and all done were filled with updates that contained precisely zero new information, dressed up as exclusives. Fans deserve better than that. Then there's David Ornstein, the other half of this two-man transfer media complex. Ornstein is excellent at the macro picture. His read of United's summer was genuinely useful when he said on the Athletic Football podcast, Manchester United need to do a bit of volume in the market because they are stepping up into Champions League football from no European football, and their squad is not sufficiently well stocked. If I was to give you one team that will be the busiest, I am going to say Manchester United. Fine. Correct. Helpful. But then came the Elliot Anderson saga, where Ornstein was telling us that Nottingham Forest intend to keep hold of all of their key players this summer as things stand, only for Anderson to immediately become one of the most talked about targets in the window, with City putting in a £120 million bid. As things stand is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence, mate. The problem isn't the journalists themselves. The problem is what the ecosystem has turned them into. Transfer reporting used to mean breaking an actual deal. Now it means being first to say that a deal hasn't happened yet, framed as news. Romano confirmed United will sign 2 midfielders this summer as guaranteed, which is useful, but it still leaves United fans essentially staring at a wall of names: Mateus Fernandes, Alex Scott, Carlos Baleba, Sandro Tonali. Ornstein has even suggested United are now pivoting to 2 Premier League midfielders after Anderson's move collapsed. How many genuine targets can one club have? Here's the thing though, strip away the noise, and the underlying story is actually encouraging. Ineos and Michael Carrick are operating with a clarity of purpose that United have lacked for years. Ederson is done. They got in early, they got it over the line before the World Cup inflated prices, and they did it sensibly. Romano described Ederson as world-class, and United moved quickly, getting an unofficial medical done even before the paperwork was finalized. That is smart. That is a club that knows what it wants. Ornstein has also confirmed United's interest in Lille's Mateus Fernandes Pardo, though any move hinges on offloading Joshua Zirkzee first. Which brings us to the real tension in this window: United can't just spend freely. They have to move bodies out. Ugarte. Zirkzee. Onana, potentially. The club that spent 15 years throwing money at problems has to actually do window management properly now. That's harder than it sounds. So yes, enjoy the updates. Follow Romano's Here We Go's moments when they come, because they do still mean something. Read Ornstein's broader assessments, because when he nails the macro picture, he really nails it. But don't let the daily drip of talks continue and interest remains convince you something is actually happening. In modern football, the transfer is only real when the player is standing in the shirt. Everything before that is just content. And right now, United need less content and more signings.